All right, guys, workout number 2, movement standards. So we're gonna start with the hang dumbbell squat clean using just one dumbbell, so it is single arm. We're gonna do 4 on one side, 4 on the other. It doesn't matter which you start with, but you do need to do all 4 on one side before switching to the other. So you can't alternate, you can't do 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. It has to be 4 on one side, 4 on the other. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stand it up into position, and then I'm gonna take it to a hang. So for this generally is somewhere between your knees and your hips, and then we're going to go into that hang squat clean position, clearly below parallel, standing up before taking it back down into that next rep. Okay, so for this I'm doing a simultaneous one where I go directly into that squat clean, but if you need to power clean into a front squat, that will also be acceptable as long as we're getting below parallel with that increase clearly below the knee. Let's go ahead and talk about some no reps. So one common mistake that people make, especially on that first rep off the floor, is they'll take it directly from the floor into that squat clean. You got to stand it up on that first rep. So we're going to stand it up and then go into that hang. So, of course, not getting below parallel. That's going to be a no rep. And then a really common no rep, especially if that weight is light for you, is that you'll lower that dumbbell down before you've clearly extended those hips. Sorry, one more time. So you can see I'm lowering that dumbbell down before I've actually stood up to the top. Okay, so that's gonna be your hang dumbbell squat clean using a single arm. Let's go ahead and head over here to our handstand push-ups. So for this one, guys, you can either do a strict handstand push-up or a kipping handstand push-up. So we'll start with the strict. With both versions, we want to make sure that when we're doing the handstand that we clearly kick up into a full handstand before lowering down to the floor. And with each of these, we are looking for you to touch your head to the floor and full lock out of the arms at the top. We want to make sure that those legs are clearly against the wall before going into our next rep. Start with the strict. I wasn't sure if I could do that. Okay, next thing is going to be our kipping handstand push-up. So same thing, this is the one where we really want to focus on making sure our legs are against that wall before going down into rep 2. Okay, now let's talk about a few no reps. For this, guys, one is going to be you didn't kick into that handstand before you lowered down. So if we're going to go into kind of that kipping position, it'll look like this. Okay, so I didn't hit that handstand before I went into it. I went directly kind of into that headstand position. The other thing is you don't hit lockout at the top, okay? So okay, you can see I only got about halfway up, so those clearly aren't going to count. And if we were to do a strict one, then that would be your head not touching the ground, okay? So if you only go halfway down and then try and press up, certainly if your head didn't touch, that won't count. And then last but not least, this one's a little bit harder to demonstrate. I'll try my best here. But your feet don't actually touch the wall in between reps. Nope. As so you can see on those last couple, my feet didn't actually touch the wall. So we got to hit the wall, then rowing, guys, we don't need to demonstrate the rowing. Just make sure you hit those calories. As far as the rower reset goes, we do want you to reset it in between each set. You can choose to reset it for yourself so that it's starting at a blank 0, or it's okay if you want to have your judge or a partner reset it for you. Okay, but we do want to see a full rep versus doing math in your head. All right, guys, good luck on everything. We hope to see some good scores this week.